Hasan, this is embarrassing. My ref says desu. Well, what did Hasan do now? We all know that, three morons got sued. Let's see how many more. What the hell else has happened? What Hasan's response was. We'll just look at it. Let me have a look at that.
Hey, what's up, guys? Up here. So it appears that Hasan Piker has entered the Thunderdome and given his thoughts
The Thunderdome, two go in, one comes out, that kind of thing. Yeah, very interesting. Also, if you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.
on the Ethan Klein lawsuits. And once again, he delivers because his commentary is filled with meme worthy, instantly debunkable claims that prove he didn't engage with this video whatsoever before forming his very strong opinions about it. Now, before we get into what he said,
I never get this, right? I never get this. Why do people make response videos and they don't have watched, listened to, or read the response? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? Why? So you actually don't have to show that you're wrong? I don't get it. I don't understand.
about Ethan Klein's video, and it's very hilarious. Let's just give some context in case you don't know, and I'll do it in a very quick fashion. So recently, Ethan Klein comes out with this video announcing that he's suing 3 content creators for copyright infringement. Basically, he shared that his recent Hasan Piker content nuke was also designed in a way that would be a trap for some content creators where
Perfect Trojan horse. H3 Hasan Kontanuk, Ethan, Casey Frogan, Denims be like, yes, let me take that. Give me this.
he could sue them for copyright infringement. Because some of these creators, as you can see listed here, would keep the video playing while they left the room, barely reacted, and on top of that, all 3 of these people he's suing made their intent very clear with their streams, that they wanted to act as a market replacement for Ethan Klein's content nuke and wanted people to watch their streams in order to watch his video. A very clear example of copyright infringement to many different people. And as you can see, the 3 people hit with these lawsuits include some infamous Hasan orbiters like Denims, Frogan.
We got the Queen of Self, Owen, Hijabba the Hutt, and I smoke weed instead of I show speed. I don't know. Failed Gamer Girl. Very simple.
And Casey Tron. Now, since then, as you can see from this meme posted on the H3H3 Productions subreddit, a lot of people are looking at Hasan Piker, a guy who probably makes 8 figures a year. He's sitting there watching all this from the sidelines as his biggest orbiters, his strongest soldiers, are going
8 figures, but tax the rich. Homie, you are the rich.
through it. They're all begging for money with their GoFundMes, and he hasn't contributed as of yet, other than just spreading the message. And boy, they need a lot more than spreading of the message from him right now because they're struggling. So another day watching the GoFundMe race here. It's very exciting. People are tracking this every single day. Right now, Denims is in the lead with $28,000 raised. That's 28% of their $100,000 goal. She is in the lead currently. In second place, we have Frogan, who raised a similar amount at $26,000, but unfortunately for this 2-time rising Twitch star, she's only at 13% because apparently she's twice as important as the other people facing these lawsuits because her goal is $200,000. A big slip up for her. And then in last place, Casey Tron. I don't think this surprises anyone.
8,840. Well, we've seen this before, but still crazy that it's not, like, didn't get much. She didn't get much. That still surprises me. We have seen that before, but it still surprises me to a definitely big degree. But then again, like I said, she is the only one where I believe she doesn't even have a purpose here. Like, she's the most useless one out of the 3. Like, the other one, at least they're trying to say something. It's not smart, but at least they're trying. Casetron just smokes and reacts and be like, yeah. Buy me more weed.
She's at $8,800 raised, about 9% of her goal at $100,000. I'm honestly shocked there's sentient human beings out there that gave not just Casey Trump, but any of these people money for this lawsuit, because ultimately, whether
I mean, some people were trolling. There was a message for someone where they were saying, like, $5 for Ethan Klein. Crazy, huh?
they fail to produce money for this lawsuit and it affects their ability to defend their case, or they fund it and then Ethan Klein can use that money in his settlement, it's a lose-lose situation. But anyways, Hasan has done a lot to help out his favorite orbiters by calling Ethan Klein old. Yes, because he can't debunk any of his claims. He can't refute what's going on here in Ethan's assertions. So instead, he does the classic Hasan Piker method, and that is to insult people. And also, this one is really interesting. Calling someone who is 6 years older than you old. Both Hasan and Ethan are in their 30s. This is a very strange, how do you do, fellow
Washed up old YouTubers. Yeah, how do you do, fellow kids? Moment. Like, wow. You're 6 years older. Damn, bro. Unk. Like, dude. You likely grew up even with the same media. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Aren't these guys like big streamers? They are. They are. But apparently their viewers aren't particularly interested in giving them money. So I'm actually questioning, could it be that a lot of those are actually just bots?
kids type moment here? But there's, of course, the biggest contribution, and that is this video up.
That is a like dislike ratio. For real. That is one. That is one. That actually is a like dislike ratio. Tasty even. 16k versus 17k. Ha! Cooked.
Uploaded onto his Hasanabi YouTube channel titled Ethan, This is Embarrassing. Now, of course, Hasan, this is embarrassing. Look at the reaction to this video. 16,000 likes versus 17,000 dislikes. Understand, on Ethan's video announcing the lawsuits, he has roughly a 95% like to dislike ratio. Understanding, of course, he has a legion of haters, and also it's a very controversial video. Yet he has a 95% like dislike ratio, and Hasan can't even get a 50% like to dislike ratio. That's how bad things are at this point. And one of the main reasons people are don't
Also, the reaction is just 9 minutes. Barely 10 minutes. Bro, it's just like, I hope he cut it down to the main points, which he probably did it. Don't they have money? Why do GoFundMe shit? Big streamers don't, they get ads. Twitch has that right, still no money. Damn. I think like all of those average like 1,000, which technically isn't all that much. It's enough to pay your bills, probably. Wait, actually, it might not be because Twitch revenue is pretty low nowadays, and they take 50. Remember, unlike YouTube or Kick, Twitch takes 50% of what you make through ads. Remember that. They take 50%. If you make $300, they're going to take 150. They're also going to take 50% of the sub. YouTube has a 70-30 percentage, and Kick has a 95-5 split. So yeah, it makes sense that they wouldn't have any money.
on this video is because clearly he didn't watch. Not only is he biased in his defense of the Three Stooges involved with these lawsuits, but also he clearly didn't engage with this video before talking about it and having such strong opinions. Let's start here.
Apparently, there's a second content nuke that is, I guess, the hit the timelines, and I make.
First of all, it's not a content nuke. It's not. There's no in-depth look. He literally just sued people. Why people still use Twitch? Jeez, because it's the most popular, still the most popular streaming website. And also like all the big streamers are there, and like for example, as a VTuber, like if you don't use Twitch, you basically can't collab with anyone because everyone uses Twitch. It's just like, yeah, that's the culture around it. It's also like in general, everyone just uses Twitch for streaming. and the chat is better. It's mostly just the chat experience. If YouTube would fix that, they would all go to YouTube. And people have certainly been pushing for multi-streaming, even though Twitch wants to get rid of multi-streaming as well. They've been working on that somehow.
Some interesting. I'm in the content nuke apparently, but it's not a content nuke alone. It's also a lawsuit. It turns out Ethan's initial content nuke, by his own estimation, by his own statements, was actually a trick. Was a trap. He wanted to basically sue everyone that watches the content nuke, and he's Mr. Copyright Infringement is trying to litigate the.
That is a false. That is a false claim here. It's not to sue everyone. It's just to sue people who were maliciously reacting to the video. Like, he's not gonna sue me. He's not gonna sue Asmongold. He's not gonna sue everyone who uses the clips of that and reacts to it. Like, nobody's like. It's just the people that did it with malicious intent. Sorry, homie.
Resentment that people feel towards him once again, which I think is very weird.
Leave it to the guy who infamously created the armchair reaction meme to
Life Hasan reaction. Accurate. Again, I still don't understand why you stand up during a reaction and not pause the video. Like, pause the damn video, put a be right back screen on, some background music, and then return. Holy shit. Or do you just don't want to do any editing?
sit here and talk about Mr. Copyright Infringement and act like Ethan Klein is someone who is completely switched up and is now trying to attack people over copyright. And he's this evil guy trying to strike down anyone who criticizes him in his YouTube videos. But of course, he doesn't understand what's happening. And there's an assertion that Ethan Klein is inconsistent on his opinion about fair use, which is instantly debunkable thanks to this clip shared by Ethan himself on Instagram. There's this idea because Ethan was involved with a fair use court case a couple years ago where he won. There was a big debate about what is actually fair use. Like, what point does it become transformative? But his comments from years ago reflecting on the court's decision reflects exactly what he's doing now. Let's listen to this really quick.
Intersperse short segments of another's work with criticism and commentary, while others are more akin to a group viewing session without commentary. Accordingly, the court is not ruling here that all reaction videos constitute fair use, which I think is a great distinction because us who do it well and who respect fair use, we hate these shitty Jinx styles reaction videos.
And I think everyone on YouTube also can tell the difference. There's the classic old school dumb reaction videos where they just sit there and watch it and don't say anything. They just laugh with the video or whatever.
Yeah, they just let the video run. They don't say anything. They smoke. They stand up. They don't do any commentary whatsoever. Do like a 2-hour video. Nope. Yeah, almost every VTuber I saw is multi-streaming. Also, what is SummerSlam? Every VTuber is showing it in their stream. As far as I'm aware, I've not been around for long, but it's like a yearly thing where like you do a streamathon and like you collab and you collect money for good purposes. At least some are doing that, but I'm not too deep into that. I don't know everything. I've been part of this. I've been watching VTubers for a while. Okay, want to be honest. Court hate cases related to social media shit. Yeah, I could imagine that because it's very fishy and like laws and shit. Yeah, I could see that.
And then there is the other kind where people put in commentary, editing.
And so this is a precedent, a win on both sides. This is super powerful.
Yeah, so this directly aligns with what he's doing right now. He talks about channels like Jinx and all those other people who back in the day were infamous abusers of the copyright system in a way that we typically don't expect. It's people just sitting there and watching videos and not providing any commentary whatsoever, leaving the room, not providing much commentary whatsoever. Does that sound familiar? Well, it's all three of the people facing the current lawsuit. They did not have a reaction whatsoever.
In combination with the malicious intent of not sharing the original, that is always needs to be said. It was in combination with being malicious.
For large portions of the video, including leaving the room. I mean, what are we talking about here? This lines up perfectly with what was said right here years ago. And on top of that, we have this other element about the malicious intent, which of course Hasan has no idea about whatsoever because he doesn't know what's going on, including more proof of that right here with this clip.
And he is he's launched a lawsuit against Frogan, Denims, and Casey Tron. Now, a lot of people watched his content nuke. I don't know why he only sued those people. I mean, I watched his content nuke as well, but here's the, I don't know. This is so stupid. I don't know what to say about it, but here's the Dick Surdanox thing I saw from it.
Why not sue me? You didn't watch the video.
They didn't watch the video. I think you had reacted to like half of it. I think it was like half of it for 9 hours. Not really worth it. Fishy, and for Christ's sake, many time, we have to watch multiple videos just to find a small segment which the case is based on. I think courts should put it into the responsibility of finding the segment, providing the segment themselves. Like the people that are suing. Just my opinion. And then you can just prove, check, like with the timestamps and all of it.
Video, because if you did watch the video like a few minutes in, Ethan explicitly states regarding Hasan Piker, he's not going to file a lawsuit to him over this situation because he actually reacted. He actually reacted better than these people, and most importantly, Ethan invited him to react. Obviously, he's not going to make a copyright infringement lawsuit against someone who he invited to watch the product of that lawsuit. It would make absolutely no sense, and that's something that he shared right here. And funny enough, it seems like from watching Hasan's video,
yeah, it was fair use in this case. If Hasan genuinely reacted to it, then it was, yeah. Then I don't see any issue. Very simple.
The only contact he had with Ethan's video was this clip uploaded by this account on Twitter, which we talked about the other day, where it has the most ridiculous headline, incredibly dishonest, saying he's only suing these people because they're small female streamers and that this is him suing people over copyright and trying to violate fair use and stuff like that. It's completely ridiculous and transparent. Now, this next part might be my favorite. Totally delusional. This really shows how out of touch these people are.
I don't even know if this will work in his favor, but I don't even know if this was like a masterful gambit from the start. Like, I don't even know if this was like a setup because it doesn't make sense. Because on the one hand, why would you admit that you were doing entrapment? Like, you wanted people to go react to your video. You said you wanted people to go react to your video. You said anyone and everyone can even, make money off of your videos in the past when we had a podcast together, only to then turn around and be like, actually, I got you. You reacted to my video and therefore you're done. He claims you're watching it was fair use, unlike those he's suing. I thought about not responding to this, but it's so silly that he was like, he's open.
Is it really silly? Is it really silly? Like, he can't sue you because you did the right thing. Like, what's the problem here? What do you not get? It's, your head is already small, but I think your brain might actually be a little smaller. Got 50 plus videos, 25 plus minutes each video for a small segment. Again, why does the one person that sues not provide the clip, the segment? I see issues here.
Openly admitting that he was baiting me into a lawsuit and then it didn't work. He absolutely did not make the nuke with this in mind. He's just acting now. He thinks he's in a way that a villain would act. Yeah, it's kind of sad either way. It's sad to try, and it's sad in so many different ways. The reason why it's sad in so many different ways is because, like, then, okay, the content nuke was actually bullshit. Like, you don't actually think I'm a terrorist. You just slandered your Muslim former podcast co-host a terrorist for what? This trap?
Entrapment. Yes, he's saying that Ethan Klein entrapped these three individuals with his video and his ulterior motive regarding that video. Excellent. And this is reflected in this retweet he made where this other account is essentially saying the same thing about this being a trap and that they're not a legal expert, but it seems like this is something that'll result in a automatic loss, right? Yeah, wrong. These people are completely out of it. They have no idea how entrapment works. Again, quick Google search will tell you that you have to be law enforcement or a agent of the government under the instruction of the government to be considered someone.
Yeah, then it's not that. Wow. Like I said, somebody else said, basically, simply put, if the police does a setup to catch people, can they just not do that? They can. So I don't see the issue. Because we cannot trust it. Because we can't bloody trust it. The suing party may give shit out of context. But if it's just a small segment, couldn't you provide the video with the timestamp? Like, provide the thing is this, right? You could provide the video with the timestamp. I don't see how they could do much to change that if you can't provide the video with the timestamp. That's exactly what he did. And the idiot took the bait. Yeah, these idiots took the bait.
Who could be entrapping someone legally. And that's already a very hard standard to prove. And Hasan, by saying Ethan is entrapping these content creators, is basically saying that Ethan is either the government or an agent of the government trying to entrap people into committing a crime that they were not predisposed to in the first place. Everything about that is mind-bogglingly insane. And this guy, he says it with his chest multiple times. Yeah, Ethan Klein, the government agent trying to entrap these poor, innocent...
President Klein. Nah, it's the rule poker. Have to follow the rules. Why not change the rules to make the process easier? What a shit rule is that? It just takes unnecessary time. At least you can watch the video in 2 times speed.
Small content creators, like, give me a break. And he talks about, like, trying to bait Hasan. Like, dude, he wasn't trying to bait you into a lawsuit. He was trying to get you to react to a giant video with millions of views exposing you. That's all there was to it. He didn't even get through the whole video. He spent 9 hours reacting to half of the video, by the way.
So, 30 minutes, for 9 hours for 30 minutes. What was bro yapping? How can bro... Bro could be the ultimate slop tuber if he I mean, he is a slop tuber, but he could be the ultimate slop tuber if he just reacts to, like, a 30-minute video for, like, 5 hours straight. Like, actually reacting yaps. Bro could be him.
Insane. On top of that, you heard that little conversation, little comment about being Muslim, because apparently he hasn't played the race card enough, and he's just a professional.
I do not give a rat's ass that you're Muslim. That nobody cares about that. Nobody has cared about that. Nobody does, homie. That does not protect you. That card. That card does not work. 9 hours for 30 minutes? Yes, 9 hours for 30 minutes. He sat there 9 hours for 30 minutes of reaction. Maybe 5 of them were the chair. Dude has a future working in court. Probably. He can sit through the videos for you, probably. But yeah, the Muslim card doesn't work anymore. Sorry, I don't consider you a protected class. There's more Muslims on Earth than there's Christians. Does that mean Christians are not marginalized? No. Get the fuck out of here.
Victim at this point, trying to deflect blame on Ethan Klein for targeting his race or whatever he's trying to get at here. Really pathetic. But this part's even funnier because someone in the chat dared to have a different opinion, some wrong think. We have a free thinker, ladies and gentlemen. Look out!
I agree with the bottom line of this video. When someone reacts to a video without any reaction, shouldn't have it. Maybe I'm insane. No, but that's the reason why he's trying to use this as a form of attack, so that people like you who have this opinion, he knows that he can't litigate this issue on the basis of his support for Israel, okay? So now he's trying to litigate this issue on the basis of react content, which is more in line with the normal kind of drama that he engages with, and that a lot of onlookers, such as yourself, will go, well, I kind of agree with that. He made this YouTube video. He has every right to sue people for copyright. That's it. The only intelligent part.
Yeah, but he does. Sorry, but he does actually. And yes, people agree with that opinion because it's true. Like, it's true. It just is. Sorry.
part about this is redirecting his animosity to a better playing field.
Yeah, absolutely devastating. People like you is what he described. You mean free thinkers? People are not going to just run with the narrative of whatever.
I mean, people that use their head. Wow. Terrible. People that use their head are, in fact, not what Hasan wants. He just wants this blob, this mass of, like, collectivism. Like, remember the rich communist that wants to eat the rich, but it makes like 8 figures a year? He just wants this mass of like collective minds agreeing with him. Sorry, but people are slowly realizing your shit. What the fuck are these people bring shit like Israel and shit, dude? You work in the entertainment industry. That's because the suing is about copyright, and he links it to Israel, which makes no sense. Because whether that lawsuit has nothing to do with that country. Again, he's just trying, like, it's deflection tactic.
Whatever you're saying, and just accept it as facts. Yeah, this guy is making some very common sense observations about what's going on here. You just don't like what he's saying, and also you don't even know how to really even counter it because you didn't watch the video. And also his comments about this being about Israel. Leave it to this guy to make everything about a serious conflict. Everything that...
Because that country lives rent-free in his head. Rent-free. This conflict lives rent-free in his head. The country, Jews, they just live rent-free in his head. At this point, he has to pay them because they are his content. Just for sympathy. Yep. Just for sympathy. Because, you know, with the people... You know, it's just like he just wants to cater to his audience, and he can do that even more when he says, "Oh, he's just suing them to defend Israel." Well, not really. That was not mentioned in his video as well.
What happens has something to do with Israel or Palestine or Iran every single time. And also he says the only intelligent part is the redirection. Dude. It's such copium, it's actually insane. But of course, the next clip we're going to see is where he's talking about the...
Homie is a millionaire, right? Why does he not pay for Frogan, Denims, and Caseytron? I guess letting them orbit around you is good enough. Let him orbit around them is good enough, but actually standing up for his so-called friends... Oh, now money's involved. That's kind of... maybe not. Is it just me, Poco, or Hasan has a punchable face right in the eye? Pow. Like, he's like... He has a punchable face? I'd say you be careful. Like, you actually be careful to actually hit that head because he's so small. Like, remember, his body's a bigger target because it's much bigger than his head.
3 small content creators who are swept up in this... redirection.
But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is specifically so that you guys go and show support to Denims, Rogan, and Caseytron, because obviously he has a ton of money and he's going to use the ton of money that he has to bully other content creators who don't have a ton of money and try to win some kind of public opinion battle. That is partially the reason why he went after Frogan, Denims, and Caseytron. These are people who get insane lines of attack, and most people don't choose to defend them. I don't think he actually wanted the smoke, which is precisely the reason why he didn't like try to do this for me or any other content creators who react.
Because he can do it for you. Like I said, you have not have established here. You have not watched the video, and because you have not watched the video, you can't really say anything. He can't sue you because you actually reacted to the video. Hello? Is anybody up there? Probably not. Okay, right in his balls then. They are also pretty small.
Did to his context puke, which by the way was his wishes. That was his desire. His desire from the start was for everyone and anyone.
I actually love this part because it shows how out of touch he is and how much they're really focused in on this echo chamber of existence that all these related parties have. Wow, I can't believe that no one is defending Frogan, Denims, and Caseytron. I can't believe that people criticize them. That's insane. Well, I guess that's what happens when, number one, you align with people like Hasan Piker. That's already damaging the possibility of people defending them right from the get-go. But also, they're the kind of people, say, veteran or military people, they deserve PTSD, or that they deny October 7th rapes, or, you know, they have other...
They want the US deserved 9/11. You can do whatever you want if every child that's like pre 4 years old, because they won't remember it. We're gonna send human skulls to a man with a family. There's probably more. There's probably much more. Incomplete info is more dangerous than false information. It's not just incomplete, it's also it's deliberately incomplete, because it wouldn't be incomplete if you actually watched the video, which he did not.
Things like making race-based tier lists, or saying, or trying to justify...
Oh yeah, the race tier list and Jews being like far down. That was a crazy one. That was a crazy one, the race tier list.
Fake CPS calls on Ethan's family because his children 3 and 5 haven't formed memories yet, so it doesn't really matter. And I could go on and on and on. That's why people don't want to defend them. That's why they're so hesitant to defend them, because they're just not likable. And I love this idea that he's like this champion of women, which, given a lot of his past comments, is already laughable. But this clip has recently resurfaced where women in Iran are being arrested for...
Yeah, here's a little fun fact. He is kind of, according to women who have worked with him, by the way, that's what I've heard, Hasan is kind of weird with women. Like, he's like chauvinistic and shit. Like, he's very macho. For somebody who's like very left and LGBTQ, that's kind of odd, don't you think? Here's a little fun fact that you didn't know.
Or dancing. And Hasan says, pics or it didn't happen, bro.
Iranian women can't post TikTok dances? What? That's a joke, right? You're saying that as a joke, right? Because, one, I don't think that's a metric for women's liberty. And two...
Very much it is. Very much it is. If a woman can't dance on TikTok, I think that's a bit weird. If a woman can't dance, that's a bit weird. Fun fact. You cannot be a gay man in Iran, which, Hasan says is very pro-LGBTQ, because, fun fact, if you out yourself as a gay man in Iran, they will forcefully let you get gender reassignment surgery. Like, if you're a gay man, they will cut off your balls, give you an axe wound. Like, you will be transformed into a twink. You will be feminized. Very interesting. But hey, that's pro LGBTQ, right?
They abso-fucking-lutely can. What are you talking about?
So yeah, I wanted you to listen to his very beautiful laugh at the end there. But basically he's saying that being able to dance or not legally, you know, being able to dance without being arrested is not a measure of your rights as a woman. I think it is. Very much so. I know, call me the really crazy person here, the very non-progressive, but I think women should be able to dance in public without being arrested. I know. I think that is a measure of your liberty.
That very much is, because dancing is so noble and natural. Like, what the fuck? Imagine you dance and the police pulls up on you like, you get 25 years in jail because you were dancing. You lose your legs because you were dancing. Chop, chop. Bring the axe. We gotta remove those feet. Maybe not to that degree, but that's crazy. Imagine getting arrested for dancing. That's crazy.
As a woman, what do I know? Hasan speaks for all women. But of course, he claims that this is absolutely not effing happening. Well, again, another instantly debunkable thing if you just look at Google for 5 seconds, and there's dozens of articles.
The simple act of dancing on streets is construed as defiance against the Islamic Republic. So are many other things in Iran, since the regime tends to label anything it seems critical or improper as a security threat. The 5 teenagers that are not only victims of the Islamic Republic's opposition to dancing and singing, Islamic laws in Iran forbid dancing, although many people dance during family gatherings in their homes. Even using the word dance is forbidden in all media platforms and publications, all sorts in Iran. A state TV host was banned in, I can see that, 2020 something, after a guest on a program mentioned the word dancing. Several Iranian university professors were sacked late in 2022 over participating in the graduation ceremony of their students because some people dance in the celebrations. And most recently, a court sentenced 2 bloggers to 10.5 years in prison for dancing on the streets? They were charged with encouraging corruption and public, what? Prostitution? What the fuck is going on in Iran? Yeah, clearly a country. Another Islamic State L.
Talking about women who have been arrested for dancing in Iran very recently as well. And there are serious sentences, like decades, for doing this. Islamic laws in Iran forbid it entirely, even in the home, which is something they overlook, I guess. But this is an outrageous claim, just like instantly debunkable. These are why it's so crazy to see tens of thousands of people listen to this guy and just be like, yup, that's the truth. When it's, again, a 5-second Google search proves the opposite. But let's listen to one more clip from this video.
It's so funny in this video. He says XQC and Asman he wants to be cool with, and yet XQC had him have that whole debate where he did the worm. Yeah, I mean, Ethan Klein is very similar to Donald Trump in many ways. Donald Trump will let bygones be bygones as long as you offer fealty, or as long as he can use you. Ethan sees Asmongold and XQC as allies. Ethan sees a bunch of neo-Nazis as reliable allies because they all.
Yeah, the classic, oh, this is a neo-Nazi. Can you provide proof of that? Like, you must provide proof, please, that they follow national socialism. Can you prove that? Because as far as I'm aware, XQC is not particularly political. He seems kind of targeted at times, in fact. Even he has takes against Hasan sometimes, which is very interesting. That actually makes sense. And, Asman is a Bernie bro, as far as I'm aware. So, once again, we're using a word. We're bastardizing one of the darkest chapters in history for a gotcha. One day, an actual Nazi will pull up, get into politics, win, and then we'll be like, oh, how could this happen? People like that made it happen, because when everyone's a Nazi, nobody is.
All despise me, and that's precisely the reason why he's perfectly fine with aligning with them and working with them, because he operates on the enemy of my enemy is my friend attitude. That's it. Pathetic, immoral, desperate man, a 40-year-old still doing like this.
Now, here we go again. Nothing can happen in life for Hasan without thinking about Asmongold. Yes, he is unironically claiming, number one,
because he's still jelly, because Asmongold removed him as the number 1 political streamer. He's still very, 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 very jelly. And he'll stay jelly, because that will not change.
That Ethan is a lot like Donald Trump, really exercising his Trump derangement syndrome here. But on top of that, he's saying Asman and XQC are neo-Nazis. What an outrageous thing to say. Does he really believe this in his heart of hearts? Well, I know a lot of his fans do, but it shows the desperation here, trying to slander and name call and do things like that when you can't actually counter anything going on with Ethan's video. And that's obvious because he didn't watch. There's no way he can debunk anything. He's literally shadowboxing points that are either irrelevant, never happened, or are misconstruing what Ethan actually said. And that's what happens again when you don't watch the content you're forming such strong opinions about. But it doesn't matter to his audience, so why would he, right? It looks dumb to people on the outside, but to his audience, they're just going to nod their head and agree with everything he says anyways. And if they do disagree or have a different opinion, he's going to show their chat in front of tens of thousands of people and publicly shame them like a misbehaving child in school.
Pretty much. That's very accurate. A misbehaving child in school. Why do you talk like a teenage girl? He's still jelly because he is. I just do that to belittle the dude because he is super jealous of Asmongold. It's just so funny to look at. It just is. I don't know what to tell you.
It's ridiculous. But anyways, that was the video that he uploaded, and that's my reaction to it, and that's going to do it for this video. So as always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Yeah, that was my reaction to this reaction to Hasan's 9-minute video that was not a response because he never reacted to the video where he sued Casey Tron, Frogan, and Denims because he can't push his narrative if he actually knows that he's wrong and like he can be debunked, which he actually has been. Yeah, Hasan is a special case. I wonder where this is going. Maybe we'll see a day where Hasan actually gets sued. That'd be interesting. He actually loses. That'd be interesting. Now he makes like 8 figures a year, so that wouldn't hurt him that much. But yeah, maybe he can help out Frogan, Caseytron, and Denims with money, because it seems like they desperately need that. And also he can just pay Ethan with that. Might as well, you know. It is what it is. Like, comment, and subscribe.